All right, BlakGooseTV family, I got some Amir Khan news and updates when it comes to his potential retirement. So I made a video way back. I said Amir Khan, he's probably not thinking about, retiring. That was per his manager. And as of the reports of today, it looks like Amir Khan is definitely not going to be retiring. So my first question to y'all Black Goose family is, how do you guys feel about that? Do you feel like Amir Khan should continue fighting, or do you feel like it's time for him to hang up the gloves? Remember, when it came to young Khan, what I'm saying? He's been alluding to retirement probably for like the last 3 years. Technically, at least from what it seemed like, Amir Khan was retired in the last like year or so. But he decided to come back just for the Kell Brook fight, because we understand that Amir Khan versus Kell Brook was a fight that we wanted to happen years ago. It never happened. So it was like, hey, let's, if you're willing and you're ready, let's go ahead and make it happen. And they did it. To my prediction, I'm a big Kell Brook fan, by the way, another one of my favorite fighters. But to my prediction, Kell Brook, what about that ass? You know what I'm saying? Gave him that work. And basically watching that, I gave, Khan his credit, because usually you don't see Khan necessarily when he's in danger or when it seems like he's basically out of the fight. He tends to find a way out. No disrespect to him, but that particular fight he didn't. He fought all the way to the end. He stayed in there, but the ref called it. So respect to him for that. But me personally watching the fight, I feel like Khan, I was like, man, one or two choices, right? Retire or take a gimme fight and then retire after that and just retire on a high note. That's what I'm thinking. But then after that fight, there's reports saying, oh, well, Khan doesn't plan to retire. He's trying to figure out what he wants to do. Obviously, after that fight, Conor Ben called out Kell Brook. Eubank Jr. called out Kell Brook. So we were like, okay, Kell Brook has some options now that I would love to see happen. But then, obviously it was well known that there's a rematch clause in that joint, which shows you how much money is still behind Amir Khan for a rematch clause to be in there. So he already probably expected to lose, because I know Kell Brook was like a rematch clause. But so, anyways, there was a rematch clause in there. So Kell Brook ended up saying, well, I'm starting to hear that Amir Khan's not thinking about retiring. So there's a possibility I may not even be able to fight none of these dudes people are calling me out for. I may have to fight Amir Khan if he activated. So it's like really Kell Brook, he's in a position where, because of that rematch clause, he's kind of waiting to see what Khan does. Well, as of today, as you guys can see from this report, promoter on Khan Brook rematch, Amir committed to tune-up fight, then Brook. So he plans on coming back. Khan's not planning on retiring. It seems like he wants a tune-up fight first, and then he wants that Brook rematch. So when it comes to this report, first and foremost, Black Goose family, I want to see what you guys think about it. Do you think Khan still should be fighting? And do you think if he is still fighting, he should be looking to get the rematch versus Kell? Because I don't care about no fucking tune-up fight. I don't care if you fight goddamn Errol Spence for your tune-up fight. You ain't beating Kell Brook, bruh. I watched that fight. Let's see what this article says. If Amir Khan truly wants to rematch with Kell Brook, he may have to take a tune-up fight first. Okay. Ben Shalom, the head of Boxer, which promoted the Bollywood Khan Brook, has not been overly keen on seeing Khan jump into an immediate rematch. Obviously, there's still considerable money to be made, so they made a lot of money off of that last one. Shalom said that Khan appears to be siding with the scenario. Amir still hopes that maybe he'll have a fight, but maybe not against Kell Brook, and show that perhaps that wasn't what people thought it was, and then maybe the fight's on after that. I think that's what Amir is committed to now. Okay, if he really believes that he isn't finished, like what a lot of people are saying, and fair play to him, he said he had a shoulder injury. He did have a shoulder injury. That nigga always got an injury when he loses. If he wants to prove he wants to fight, and it's not just about the money, it's about legacy, and he wants to not go out like that, he needs to fight someone else. He needs to go show that he's serious about this, not for the big money. And then from there, maybe he will get that big fight. Once he understands that, Amir Khan will do what he wants to do. I do expect him to have one more fight and see how that goes. So this is from his manager. His manager also was the first one to, his promoter. His promoter was also the first one to report after the Kell Brook fight that he doesn't see Amir Khan he doesn't see Amir Khan retiring. He was the first one to say, like, as much as everyone's saying he's washed, he's done, I don't see Amir Khan retiring. So he's backing it up now with this statement. So I'm like, there's got to be some truth behind it. So with the possibility of Amir Khan returning against a tune-up fight, you know what I'm saying? Obviously something nobody would want to see, but it'll be somebody most likely Amir Khan's going to beat, and then potentially setting back up a Kell Brook rematch. How interested are you guys in this? Do you feel like Amir Khan is done? Like, why are you still fighting? Or do you feel like because Amir Khan, obviously he's had the career he's had, at the end of the day, he's still a Hall of Famer. He's still a legend to the sport. He's done amazing things for his country and where he's from as far as putting them on the map. Can't take that away from him. So because of that, do you think he does deserve to go out on a high note? And if that's the case, why would he take a tune-up fight and then fight Kell Brook? Like, you're not going to go on a high note fighting Kell Brook. Kell Brook's going to beat you 9 out of 10 times. You're going to have to fight Kell Brook on his worst day to beat him. That's my personal opinion. I might be wrong. But what do you guys think? Let me know. Am I way off on this one? Do you guys think Khan has a chance at, beating Kell Brook? Or, do you think this sounds right? Sounds good for him? Like, hey, let's retire on a high note, get the tune up, and then beat Brook. Like, do you think that's a real possibility? Or do you think, like, Amir, you need to just go ahead and just call it? put the gloves up, let it go. You know what I'm saying? Stop trying to hang on to something that's really not there no more. Like, what is your guys' opinion on the whole situation? I want to know from y'all. I thought this was an interesting article, so I want to go ahead and share it with y'all, Black Goose family. But let me know, please. Drop it in the comments below. Like the motherfucking video. Subscribe to the channel.